Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's flower arranging tutorial. I'm Hannah, and today we have a really fun color palette. It's kind of a spring picnic themed palette. It's really bright colors, kind of unexpected varietals for springtime, but we really wanted to give everyone a little bit of a shock. We've kind of been using more of the springtime varietals, and every once in a while it's nice to mix it up. So some of the varietals we have this week are this really cool kangaroo paw. It's a really fun varietal because it just gives so much exotic flair to any piece. And they come with multiple laterals on them, so you can use them for fun little bud vases. If you want to make a corsage for something, they're perfect for that. And they look so exotic and expensive as well, which is so perfect for any arrangement that you have. Next, I chose the ever popular sunflower. I love the way they add just a nice bright pop to any piece that you use. Now, I left mine in the netting until now. This keeps them much more closed, and it also keeps them from, you know, breaking their heads or getting their heads damaged. So it's a nice packaging technique. So we'll just remove all the little nets from our sunflowers. There we go. I also have craspedia, just billy balls. That's what we like to call them. And they're this cute little aster that if you look closely, you can see hundreds of little flowers inside of it. There's just a lot of dimension and texture to them, and they're a really fun piece that you could also use for a bud vase or for, you know, a corsage, something like that. But it also adds a nice pop to an arrangement as well. We also have aspidistra leaves, small monstera, and birds of paradise. These are also a really fun tropical flower. They do take a little bit of care, so they come with this little sleeve on them a lot of times. Break out the sleeve with a knife, and then carefully open them yourself. Sometimes birds won't open unless you force them. So it's important to just be very gentle, but just pull outward, and then they'll open nicely. And they usually have a nice orange and purple center to them. There we go. And you get this really cool, fun, exotic varietal. You'll see them a lot of times in tropical places, or, you know, people in like the West Coast, they might have these in their yards. It's kind of a fun accent. So the vases I decided to use this nice fishbowl. We've been doing really unique things with fish bowls lately, whether it's for plants or it's just a really unique modern piece. You don't have to fill them all the way full or make them a traditional arrangement, which makes them really fun. I also chose this nice rectangular vase. It's about 7 inches or 8 inches tall by 5 inches by 2 inches wide. And those are the perfect vases for almost anything. You can make a nice lush full arrangement, or you can make a really modern arrangement. It gives you a lot of ability to do whatever you want. So I'm going to start with my fishbowl. This is just a simple clear fishbowl. And I want to use my sunflowers for this piece. So what I like to do is group the sunflowers so they're in a fun little head like this. So it looks like they're all one. That way that when they open, it just becomes this nice big puffball. So I'm just going to take a little piece of wire and attach this together. That way they all stay in place. And I'm not really double wrapping this with wire because I don't want it to be too wire heavy. Just a quick snip. Now I want these to hang just over the edge. So it's going to take a little bit of time to find the exact right cut. You can always cut things shorter though. Oh, that looks about perfect. Maybe another little piece. So now that I have the height that I want to add a little accent. And just going to take a fun little monstera leaf and yeah, that's cute. And then I'm going to take a couple billy balls and it's going to, actually we'll do 3. I love 3s. It's the perfect number for flowers. And they're just going to abut right in there. See how I get this nice symmetry and a nice texture going on? The sunflowers will only open more, so that's perfect. So we'll just take another little piece of vine wire and we'll get all of these guys together so they form that perfect grouping. Now the reason I'm using this monstera leaf on the edge, it really sets things apart. It's a fun way to showcase what's the focal. In a larger piece, monstera leaves are a great way to say, hey, you know, this flower inside the monstera is the most important one. Greenery is always a great way to showcase a focal. There we go. And then we'll just cut everyone else down to the same size as our sunnies were. And you can just rest this right on the side of the vase. So it's not exactly filling the whole vase, but it's just becoming kind of a statement instead. Perfect. So now we'll move on to our fun vase. I want to start with our nice kangaroo paw. So you'll notice how tall this kangaroo paw is, so I definitely don't need to keep it like that. So what I'm going to do is cut off so I leave one of the laterals on the bottom part of the stem. This is going to let us have even more fullness. And since these are kind of like a geometric shape, they go off at all different angles. It doesn't look weird that you made them a little bit shorter on one end. So I'm going to do this with all of them so that I get lots of little pieces. Yeah. And then we're going to use these as kind of a filler, but also as the statement as well. And these are just going to be a nice backdrop. There we go. So we're just going to take this kangaroo paw, and I'm going to make this a nice little statement piece. And we're just going to place these so they almost look like branches. It would even be beautiful just to do a whole vase full of these, and you might want to take that into consideration when you're doing them, because they have that nice, just interesting shaped stem that kind of lets them do whatever you want them to. Oh, I really want to keep them as just this. And this is just a really fun way to showcase a varietal. There we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to take my bird, and he's just kind of going to be coming out of the kangaroo paw. I'll actually turn this around because I think I made it more for myself than for you guys. So he's just going to be popping out from the branches, almost like a bird coming out of the branches. Then right now he looks a little bit out of place because he has nothing holding him up. So of course, we have to give him something a little bit. So we're just going to place some nice greenery behind him. This is just going to make it so that it's not so sparse and gives him a place in the world. There we go. And there we have it. We've got some springtime fun, and these are perfect for, any room in your home and really to surprise guests who come to your house with your abilities. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us.